Are you the owner of this place?
No.
Well, how come you're doing all the work?
You sign this lease, it gives us the right to drill on your land.
A whole lot of money down there.
That is true.
How much you think?
There's no reason your town shouldn't have a state-of-the-art high school.
What kind of money are you talking about?
You could be a millionaire.
Congratulations, man, on once again having a movie where you're trying to say something a little bit larger and get a conversation going. At what point in your career, looking back, did you realize you had an opportunity to make movies that really mattered to you?
Really, I mean, from the beginning, Ben and I always talked about Good Will Hunting as a, the pact that we kind of had with each other was, no matter who sees this movie, someday, how we put it was someday this will just be a video cassette on our mantle, like video cassettes would still exist. But our whole theory was as long as we loved it and we believed in it, then it didn't matter, and so that's the way I always look at it, So it's not that I get a chance to say, make a movie. It's just that I get a chance to make a movie that I really believe in and love, and hopefully enough people go and see it that allows me to make another one.
When young people discover this film, whether it's in theaters now or years later on DVD, what do you hope they take away from it?
Well, John and I always talked about we hope it starts a conversation. I mean, people will have a lot more information in 20 years about natural gas. It'll be a lot more clear kind of how it all played out 20 years from now. So, right now there's a huge debate raging, and people are really emotional about it.
This town, this life, it's dying. You all see it coming and you just don't get out of the way. We're not fighting for land, Steve. We're fighting for people.
I like hearing how important it was for you to be able to have both sides represented. Oftentimes in Hollywood, you're going to get looked at as having a certain point of view,
Sure.
but you are able to have a balance in a film like this.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a conversation that's really going on in thousands of communities all over this country, and so you don't want to short one of the sides of the argument, because it's a real thing that's happening.
Mm-hmm. Remember seeing you down at Comic-Con this year. You were a little nervous about the election. You didn't know which way it was going to go. Obviously, things worked out for President Obama as he embarks on his next 4 years. What's one thing that you would really like to see him tackle on?
There's a few of them, but one thing I would say is, which is a totally bipartisan issue, would be that water needs like a PEPFAR. The PEPFAR program that President Bush came up with has saved so many people's lives in the developing world, millions of people's lives, and we could do that same thing with water if there was a concerted effort, and there would be support on both sides.